Welcome back to Tech Insights, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're in a new year.
Yes. 2026. Pretty insane, no?
That seems to have come around awfully quick.
It did. It did.
That's for sure. So I thought I'd get you to come and join me and we could have a chat about, obviously there's lots been happening in the last few months. Always plenty to talk about around AI. So great that you could come and join me again and we'll run through some of the things that have been happening.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Yeah. So one thing I was going to ask you really, I know we've spoken quite a bit about AI and cybersecurity, but just sort of wanted to get your take on how much you think the cybersecurity landscape has changed in the last 12 months.
Look, there's a lot of the same. I think the key thing with AI is just pushing the realism is number one. So where the realism comes in is that believability. So it makes the impact of whether it's phishing or any other invoice scams or whatever it is, that impact is a lot more because they're more believable. So often you'd be able to go, oh, it's a phishing scam because there's bad spelling, bad grammar, etc. Now AI is writing it; it's writing it perfectly. It makes it very difficult to pick up. So that's definitely one element of it.
Yeah, okay. And could you walk us through some real life examples of how you've seen cyber criminals infiltrating our everyday systems?
The biggest one is still around account compromise. So in other words, someone has managed to get your username and password or managed to use your account or what's known as your identity within your business to access the information that you can access. And there's lots of ways of doing that. The most common is still phishing. So it's still that email that's coming through that's asking you to download this document. So it's like, your accountant has sent you a document, click on this link. And, it is your accountant because they've been hacked.
Yes.
So you click on the link and go, oh yeah, what is it, the latest tax now? I can't remember what it's about again. And you click on the link and then it goes to a Microsoft page and asks you for your username and login. Now, hopefully most people pause there and go, oh, okay, that's a bit different. Why is it asking me for these details? So because quite often what's happening there is you clicking on this document link, it's taking you to a phishing site. So this is the fake web page that's asking you for the username and password. You put that username and password in, it's going directly to the threat actor, the hacker, right? That wants to get in. You put the details in, hit OK, nothing happens. Document doesn't open or, just times out. And you think, oh, that's a bit odd. You might even email back and go, I tried to click on this, it didn't open. And your accountant replies back and goes, oh yeah, sorry, we've been hacked. We're kind of sorting it out. It's all sorted now. No information's been compromised. That's generally what they say. But your account's already compromised. You've already given your username and password to the threat actor. That's the problem.
Yeah, you wouldn't be very happy, would you?
Yeah, and the problem is you've trusted that source because it's coming from your accountant. It's their email. It's written perfectly. It's asking you to look at this document, like they do all through the year. So you go and do it, right?
You heads up from the accountant would have been helpful though, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yes. And quite often, if we do see stuff like that, then we would normally reach out to them and go, hey, this is what's happening. Are you guys across it, etc. So try and offer some help there.
When I was sort of doing a bit of a research around, obviously all things AI, came up with the mimicry technique. What is that exactly?
Look, it's an interesting one. It's not. I wouldn't say it's something that small medium business in Australia necessarily has to worry about yet.
I hadn't heard it before, and I thought,
yeah. It's just to mimic something, right? So so it's like taking an image of someone and then making that say something as an example, right? So let's say a threat actor can go and get an image of a person in authority. Let's say they can go and get the image of the CFO. If you go onto a web page and it's like about us, our team, and then it's got an image of the entire team, right? And I go, oh, there's the CFO, useful. grab an image of the CFO, load that into my AI program, which there are hundreds, and I can make that CFO say anything I want, right? Now, it depends how much I need to do, right? So I could use just a generic voice, a male voice, and maybe that's enough. Maybe that won't fool some people. So maybe I can do a quick search on the internet, find that CFO where they've given maybe an interview somewhere. Now I do have the voice. I only need a few seconds of voice. I've already got the image. And now I can mimic the voice as well as the image. Then who's going to know? Now, at the moment, a lot of people go, I can tell a fake. It's like, can you? Have you seen what's coming out?
I think you did that example a few months back.
Yeah.
Where you was like you sort of mimicked yourself almost.
Yeah, it's easier to mimic myself. I can give it, I think it was about two minutes of footage and voice for it to copy. And now, just based off that 2 minutes time, I can get myself to sit there and say anything I want in any language I want.
Oh, any language.
Oh, yeah, no, I would just flick a language easily.
Impressive.
So often when I do awareness programs for staff, I will show them, that you can flick it into different languages because it's very useful. Like think about the uses of that. From an AI perspective, I need to do training in a global organization and I need to deliver it in 6 different languages. Oh. Now it's very easy.
Very useful.
Technically, I could just record the one and then change it. Or even better, I don't need to record anything. I can give it 2 minutes and just stand up a avatar that mimics me, my actions, my voice. So I will be speaking Chinese. It's still my voice in Chinese. So it's not dubbed over. It's my voice in a different language.
I mean, that's pretty amazing. And
it's awesome. It's fantastic.
But
the problem is threat actors can also use it.
Yeah, as long as it's amazing if it's not used for evil.
Exactly. So, and that's the same with any technology, I suppose. And that's where we get into a bit of a problem where people go like, oh, I'd be able to notice. It's like, and like I say, it's like, can you? Like, I think I can across a lot of it. But there's a lot that you can get caught out on. Yeah. I have seen some where I'm like, whoa, that is very good at what it's doing. Like some of the latest tech that's been released can do an image of someone and I can give it reference movement. So to give you an example, I take an image of you because I have one. It will be, is it on our website?
Yes, it is.
So I just grab it off. I just grab it off our website and go, okay, there's Alicia, right? And then I grab a video of someone tap dancing. Like in Mary Poppins.
Yes.
Yeah, where they're doing that little dance. And I can get you to do exactly that.
Well, I have always wanted to know how to tap dance, so.
It will not take more than 2 minutes. God. And it's very believable, and it does full body replication, where, previously AI struggled with hand gestures and things like that. It doesn't
We'd end
anymore.
Up with 6 fingers. Or
it's actually very, very good at not, and it's not good all the time. So you'd have to run it, but you'd be able to get a relatively believable copy. Like, I think we were talking earlier about like, if you put your hand in front of your face, AI struggles with that. It doesn't, not anymore.
Well, I guess the tools are just getting better and better, aren't they? So that fine tuning and who knows what's going to be
and it's all available and it's easy to do. Like, it's not costing thousands of dollars. I did a demonstration of this where I've taken a CEO's image with their permission.
Yeah.
I spoke to them about it and get them to do certain movements like that imagery. And what I've done just to show that is I did the reference movements, whatever it was, and got them to do the same. So they could see, hold on a second. So I'm getting just a static photo of their CEO copying my exact movements in real time. So that's the type of stuff that you need to be aware of.
Do you think, you said that you can just go to a website, take my photo, marry it up, Do you think we're going to see less and less of, meet the team and meet the team, but there's like literally no photos? Everyone's like...
maybe we'll see a bit more tech around like embedding into that photo so it doesn't work in AI, something like that.
Is that something that is
I think I might have read something similar to that.
Yeah.
I know there's like authentication markers that they can put in. I know museums are looking into that sort of stuff. A good example would be just to put quite low res images on the website. Don't put a high res image on the website. You don't need it.
Yes.
You know, you just want to kind of see what the person looks like.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, it makes it a little bit more personable. Like when you're calling, you know who you're speaking to.
Yeah, exactly.
That kind of thing. Or if you're going to do a video call, you know, oh, that is Alicia. I've seen a photo of her. That makes it a lot easier,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
It's a little bit more comfortable. It's a soft landing,
Yes.
right? So just have a lower res image there, because if you've got a low res image, getting that to then move and do the stuff is going to be pretty hard. You know, a lot of the tools, if you try and upload a low res image, it's just going to say, oh, that image is too low to use.
Yeah.
So you're kind of stopping it a little bit by doing that. Not perfect, but it's something.
Yeah, I was just curious when you were talking about the website, and so I was like, oh, it'd be interesting to see over the next few years, you know, if that becomes a bit of a trend, not to have images. And
Well, it's the same. A lot of websites used to have the email and mobile number of the team there as well. And I used to, for years, Martin and I used to say to customers, can you please take that off?
Yeah.
Right. Especially for lawyers and things like that, where a threat actors now can target a specific person directly on their email and their mobile, and you've got everything.
Yeah,
you know?
that's it.
And the more information you have, there's a concept called pretexting. Again, if in the phishing email, I can give you just enough information that it feels like they know you already or have met you, you're going to be more likely to trust it.
Oh, absolutely.
So an example would be, you know, I see on LinkedIn that you're doing an event somewhere, and I just follow you for a couple of weeks. I get an idea. I send you an email and I say, oh, you know, I was at this event. I saw you and Chris was speaking about this, and I was quite interested in the services that, so now you're like, oh, it could be an opportunity, you know, and it's like, you know, but, you know, we need an NDA signed because we deal with a lot of like top secret stuff or whatever they want to say, right?
Yeah.
And you know, if you've got the mobile number, so they've emailed you directly, they've got nice pretext there, you get a connection straight away, and then they send you an SMS as an example, going, hey, I just wanted to follow up on SMS so you know this is a real opportunity, and I thought I'd just send you the link in case it was blocked by your email.
Whoa,
so now you get that double up,
Yeah.
and it's that confirmation bias. Unfortunately, it feels real, and then you get another channel of communication, so
Yeah,
it feels
that's
more
it.
real.
And it already feels a bit warm and fuzzy because they've
Exactly.
made out like they sort of
Or
know
what
you.
if the threat actor is watching you, sees who comments, etc., manages to then mimic somebody that you know's email, sends an email to you and says, hey, I've got a friend of mine that is in this business and they're quite interested. They'll be following up with an email. And
Wow.
then that email drops in, and then you get the SMS. Like you're done.
You're not gonna, yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's
So that's where you've got to be careful about how much information's out there already that someone can use and, you know, manipulate. And again, this is not new stuff. It's like, you know, con artists have been doing this for a very, very long time.
it's more digital now, I guess, isn't it?
Kind of, you know, I rewatched Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, love that movie.
Well, do you remember when he was at the restaurant and he looked, as the guy turned away, he looked at the staff, the guest list.
Oh, yes.
Then picked a name, turned
Yes.
it back and went, oh, I'm so-and-so. And the guy goes, oh, you, like, you know, the sausage king of New York. And he's like, yes, I am. And the guy was obviously not falling for it.
Yeah.
But then he gets the girlfriend or whoever to make a call
Yes,
to him
that's
and say,
right.
I'm looking for so-and-so. And it's like, oh, can you describe? And she describes what he's wearing. So now he's like, oh, I've made a mistake. Same thing, right?
Yeah, same
It's like,
thing,
I have enough information just to pass by your defenses, your standard defenses.
Yeah.
And I think where we're getting to is that awareness and you needing to up your defense level, or just putting it in English, your paranoia
Yes.
level, you know. So obviously being paranoid about everything bad,
Yes.
it's not good for
doesn't feel very
for your
warm.
stress levels.
Yeah.
Exactly. But it's definitely coming around trust, right? You need to not implicitly trust something, especially if it's absolutely new coming through. You're going to have to verify.
Yes.
And then that comes into a cybersecurity strategy called zero trust. So everyone has to verify your ID, verify the device you're using, etc. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess along that similar line is voice cloning, because that's also something that's, not just the visual, but the actual voice on the phone. Like, is that something that you're hearing more about with businesses?
I've personally not heard of that directly, but I've read about it, so I know it is happening.
Yeah.
But I haven't had any direct personal experience on that. And it's kind of where I started that conversation off going, I don't think a small, medium business is going to get hit with a full mimicry of their CEO. Not like you've read in the news where, that CFO was duped by a fake CEO and a bunch of members on a video call for like 25 million.
Yeah.
That's a global organization. The only concern I have is seeing how fast AI is moving and how easy it's becoming to actually do this. When I said, it's set up for that CEO to do, a weird movement or whatever, like I did that live with him on a Teams call.
Yeah.
I got him onto a Teams call and I was like, let me show you what I can do. Did it 20 seconds. We had some sort of video of him and he laughed about it. He was like, okay, yeah, that's cool. And that's what we'll show to the board so that they have an understanding of how easy this is. But if it's getting that easy, well, then is it going to hit our small, medium businesses soon?
Well, that's right, exactly.
And that is the concern. Is like, okay, well, we need to be a little bit in front, let people know this is what's coming. That's what it looks like. It is very believable. And getting people to start to think, okay, pause, like too good to be true, or something feels off.
Yeah.
Any
gut feeling.
Any gut feeling where you're like, okay, just pause a second and then take a moment to just use a side channel as a different channel.
Yeah.
So that was a video, it was an email, you called a person or walk the 10 feet into their office and go and speak to them.
Yeah.
So don't be siloed. And there's a lot of work from home, so that's just the natural course. So you need to be able to call the person on their mobile. Obviously if they calling you, that could be fake.
Red flag.
Yeah, so you want to be able to make that call out to a known number that you've got. Again, it reminds me of Ferris Bueller's Day where there was the call out and you faked that as well. Okay, but yeah, I don't think
I really do need to rewatch that movie. I did always like it.
So there's all of that sort of stuff. So it's about that awareness, getting people up to speed. Don't leave your cybersecurity training. Make sure that's covered off and not just once a year.
Yeah.
Make sure you're nudging that along at least every quarter, just reminding people, hey, that's there. Get your paranoia levels just a little bit higher because human nature is to trust.
Yes.
You generally trust, especially if someone's asking for help. That's even worse because people will naturally want to help.
Yes, well, that's
or
right.
offer the information.
Yes.
That's helping.
Yes.
So that's where we've got to just put a little bit of a break there. Yes, that's a pain. It's more effort, but that's where we are.
So you mentioned that you don't think at this stage small to medium businesses are going to be targeted directly.
Not with that high level stuff.
Yeah. What sort of, are there any sort of more, low effort scams
Definitely.
that the small to medium business AI related need to be looking out for?
Absolutely. So where you've got to look then is just where AI is enhancing what's already there. So that's the first thing I'll say is the biggest way in for a threat actor is still phishing, right? So that fake email where you just handing your username and password over, right? So that is a big red flag, the email and managing that email. And I would say you'd need to then extend that from email to other messaging channels. So if you use Teams in your business, you use Slack in your business, etc., those could also technically be fake. So in Teams, if that's not been locked down or set up correctly, then you could have an external person trying to mimic an internal person or a provider, and you would think it's right, and it's not, because there's nothing that stopped that. So again, a small, medium business might not have a managed service provider or a managed security service provider that's gone, hey, we should lock this down. We don't want anybody just messaging into your Teams environment, because it's open by default. Like a lot of things are open by default because that's easier. Stuff just works.
So if you didn't know to actually change that default, then you could be.
It could be a problem.
I know ours would be locked down within an inch of its life, but I guess people wouldn't be expecting to be targeted that way. I don't think,
they're not.
There's probably not as much talk about phishing within Teams or Slack or that sort of thing.
No, that is relatively new, I would say, which is why I wanted to mention it.
Yeah.
And it's just an awareness again. Just be on your toes or suspicious about what is coming in and out and what's being asked and so forth. So again, where does AI help? AI helps whereby you could definitely get a voice call, but it won't be a live call, because that's quite hard to do real time, right? It's not impossible. It can be done. Even a full video call can be done. But if I just call directly to your voicemail and I just leave a pre-recorded message, well, then I can mimic anybody's voice. If I get a snippet of the voice, I can mimic it in 11 Labs or some tool, and I can run that voice, and I can leave a voice from your child saying that you need to be picked up or whatever, right? So, and that has happened.
And I think that is particularly scary. I think that emotional
definitely
scam.
And if you translate that to business, that emotion comes around urgency,
money,
authority, compliance, right?
Yeah.
Which is why often you'll see that message come from the CEO, CFO, something like that. So somebody goes, oh, I need to move on this immediately, right? And a lot of that has to do with the culture of the business as well.
Yeah.
So if you in a culture, probably a little bit more old school, where the CEO says something and it's like jump how high, and I don't question anything, that could definitely be a problem as a culture for cybersecurity, which we have seen before, versus take that pause, check, call the CEO, double check, you know. The problem is if you got that culture where you call the CEO and then they shout at you for not having it done already.
I was thinking that
is where the problem comes in. And like I said, we've literally had a business many years ago now that was like that.
Yeah, okay.
That cost them $1.6 million. It went straight to a Chinese bank account.
So there's a little note there to
Yeah.
have a good relationship with your staff.
You need a good relationship with everyone.
Yeah.
Strange that, just being human.
I know, right? So for businesses that have really kind of pushed the old AI security under the blanket, not wanting to really think about how that's going to impact their business. I know you're quite passionate about AI and done a lot of work around it. I know you put together like an AI readiness assessment, you know, as a starting point for people. Would that be something, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, and you're right. Like the way I see it is I don't feel like AI is a fad. I've used it for a very long time before the chatbots like ChatGPT, etc. Yeah, I mean it was just it's different models. Whether it was machine learning or big data. There was all that sort of stuff. Long before the large language models, which is your ChatGPTs, your Claude, Grok, Gemini, etc. came out, and those have got so much better from when they've first been launched, and they can absolutely help your business as far as I'm concerned, right? Are they good for everything? No. Can they replace half your staff? No, there's not a chance. So but there's certain businesses that it will be way more impact, and other businesses that there will be less impact. So it depends where you need to go and look. You understand your business best. And you might not have time to go and look into all the AI stuff. Then get a consultant in to help you look at what that is. So I think in an effort to just get businesses to start looking at it and also be safe around it, I did do like an AI readiness assessment, just even if it just starts a conversation for a business going, oh, well, like it asks a question and you go, oh, wait, we haven't done that. We haven't even thought about that.
Well, because you don't know what you don't know, do you?
Exactly.
Basically.
So that was kind of the idea, was to just give them a quick summary at the end going, oh, these are kind of the things you need to look at. And then I bundled in a basic policy as well that you could use. Now, bear in mind, a policy unenforced in a business is useless as well. It's kind of like business going and getting their ISO 27001 certification, but they statement of applicability is like so narrow. It points at that one laptop there is secure in the business, and it's like, we are ISO certified.
Yes.
Like, are you? Like, it's not worth the paper it's written on at that point, right? So it is important. Like, there's a lot of stuff that is for show. And stuff that you implement.
Yes.
So with this sort of stuff, I'm always looking at, like, yes, it can help you, but you should definitely look into it. Like I've said before on a previous podcast, look into it. You probably can use it somewhere. It certainly can help. Make sure you have the right policies and the right training.
Yes.
Like, don't let your staff just go have at it, right? And hope for the best. That's the wrong. It's very easy to make a mistake and not. So what's going to happen is there'll be a mistake, data's going to get out, you're going to get hacked, and it's not really going to be their fault. They haven't been taught or educated. This could be a problem. No, you don't just post in client data to analyze into a free AI tool.
Because that's the scariest thing, isn't it? Is just that
it is.
knowledge
Just
around
the
what
data
you should and
leaks
shouldn't do.
is a problem, And you're looking at like medical companies, again, the same sort of thing. You can't just post in the patient data. Now, do I want AI to give me a second opinion on a scan as a doctor? Probably. So so how do I do that safely then? So that's around policy, the tools that you're using, right? So again, probably not a free tool.
No.
Right?
No.
You've gone and found a company that is using AI. You need to go and read their security policies. What are they doing? Or ask the question. It's relatively simple, right? What are you doing to make sure my client data that does get uploaded for you to analyze, what are you doing to secure that? Are you ring fencing it? How's that not getting out into the open? Those are all legitimate, great questions that you should be asking.
Yeah. I think it's important for people to get their heads around the value of other people's information.
It's a hard one because
it really is.
Because quite often, I think a lot of businesses have felt like, oh, the data's theirs, and it's not. You are the custodian of that data, and you need to protect it, and that's why we have privacy laws.
Yes.
But again, there's maybe not a lot of businesses that have read that, and I would absolutely recommend that you get across that because the Information Commissioner and the government are getting pretty serious about that sort of stuff. There's been some quite large fines. There are businesses being dragged into court going, you did not do this properly. You can't hold that much data and then not look after the data. So it's definitely there. I think Australia is doing a great job of actually getting that moved along properly. Yeah. There's still a long way to go, but it's getting there.
As long as we're heading in the right direction.
Yeah, correct. And I think starting that conversation around AI is important. So go do a bit of research, go have a look. And these days you say do a bit of research and people jump on AI.
Yeah.
Be careful with that. So it's kind of like the social media ban, right? It's like, not necessarily implemented the best way, but it started a conversation.
That's right.
And that's probably the most important thing at this point.
It's the most important thing for sure. We can definitely drop in the readiness assessment into the show notes. And I think you have a couple of other templates that go with that as well.
Yeah.
People can access them.
It's just to give people a bit of a push in the right direction, making sure they're thinking about the right things. That's it.
For sure. And have a bit of exciting news, don't we? We got our first in-person event
for
the year. So you will be showcasing that. You'll be headlining it.
Yeah, we're going to be talking AI.
Yes.
And again, just the cybersecurity angle, a few demos.
Yes, a few demos. I'm looking forward to seeing those actually.
Great.
So,
I think the most exciting thing is it's on Friday the 13th.
yes.
Love it.
I love it too.
Love it.
So what is it? Nightmare on Ann Street.
Yeah, it's a good theme.
Yep, the dark side
Have a bit of fun.
AI.
We have a bit of fun.
So we're hosting that up in Brisbane with the Valley Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, so we'll be putting up plenty of details about that for anyone that wants to come along, 2-course lunch and get a bit frightened. Is there anything else, Chris, that you'd like to add about AI and all the things that are probably looking to change?
Look, I think it's what I've already said. AI is a force multiplier for the stuff we're already seeing, and what you need is education.
Yeah.
So it is about awareness. Again, looking into AI, great idea. Make sure you're doing it properly. Go and ask for some advice from security professionals so they have an understanding. Because it's not about no, don't use it.
Yes.
I mean, it can be, but generally it's like, okay, how can I use this safely or as safe as I can? So what's the risk mitigation strategies I can use so that we can get some sort of leverage out of this? It's there, right? So definitely use it. But that awareness is super important. So don't sweep it under the rug.
Yeah.
Don't push it out the side of your mind. It's make sure your staff are across it.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing, isn't it? Because staff are going to use it regardless.
Yeah, they are.
Whether you
they
want them
will
to or
already
not.
be using it. Can guarantee you. So
Yeah, so just important that everyone understands the boundaries.
agreed.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, thanks again for joining me today.
No problem at all.
And can't wait for the event. So I'll make sure that I put those details up so everyone can get their tickets.
Sounds good. We'll see them there.
Awesome. See you soon.
Thank you.